Hey, welcome back to another video with Poor Pete. Today I wanted to show you how I kind of use my workbench and shop and how I have everything kind of set up, okay? So when I was making this workbench, I thought this side of the workbench, I'm going to be using it to lock down my wood for both planing and chiseling. The other side of my workbench, I'm going to use for sawing mainly. So let me give you a little demonstration, and that will kind of help you understand how I set up the whole entire deal right here and why I have all my planes and chisels right here so I can work on stuff, all my files and everything like that, draw knives right over here, and why I have my saws right over here. And that's just basically so I can grab them and start working. I can grab these and just start working. So let's say I'm planing, okay? One of the first things that I have on this bench is dog holes. So a dog hole, you use a holdfast. This is a holdfast that I made. And let's just put it up here in this hole. This is just a 3/4 dowel. Pop down the dog hole. This little fish head right here, I actually have that at an angle inside this workbench, and I have it doweled at a 45 supporting that brace. And the reason why is because when I stick a piece of wood in here, I can actually, do I have this? Yeah. I can actually just push it in there like that. And I can take and I can actually pull and it won't come out. I know, it's amazing. So I can just pull it away from the workbench like that and just pull it with just 2 fingers right here, right? But when I get it like this and I jab it inside, I can actually pull just like that, right? So I can grab a plane. This is how easy it is. This is me working on this side of the workbench, right? So I grab a plane, take a rip, right? Cool. If I feel like I need more clamping support, I can take this holdfast, I can spin it up, I can hit it down, and that holdfast is clamping, right? This is first century technology at its finest, right? So, for what we know of, right? So, as easy as that, right? So, pop that out. Drop that down. That's for planing the edges of boards, right? And I don't even really think about it. I can just kind of just feel like, I didn't even tell you, but I kind of just pull that out and, right, fluid moments, right? Okay, the top of my workbench is plain smooth, right? It's got a bunch of dents, dings, it's got wear marks in it and everything like that. But overall, I know it's smooth, so I can actually feel where I need to plane the top of this board to actually get it straight. Along with that, I have my straight edges that I can grab over here, grab those, throw those down, right? This is my plane stop. This was an old saw. You can see the teeth mark on it. And right there. So I got it on a dowel. So I stick it in a dog hole, any dog hole, right? But on this side, I have a favorite dog hole that I like using, right? So it's got teeth on it. Pop it in there, right? Now, grab plane, just as easy as that, right? And take a rip, right? One spot high, one spot low. See that? I didn't get a full shaving. Now, I can tell you what's happening right now. I don't know if you see that, but that's actually raising up. And the reason why is because back here, it's not touching the ground. So a lot of times you might need to finagle this or get some extra support. Sometimes I throw in another deal in a dog hole. Sometimes I use a holdfast. Sometimes I use a board. I even have the center of my table, this beam right here going through the center of my table, which I can actually adjust and actually use that as a plane stop or a support for gluing or clamping or different types of things like that. I really like these dog holes. I've been using them for a little while. I really like them a lot. Some of the jigs, the way I use wedge clamps, 2 wedges that can come together, and I can use my pegs in my workbench and actually do the whole thing together. So it's just as simple as that, right? So let's talk about cutting. Now, a lot of times when I'm sawing, I can just hold this and actually saw. And to be honest with you, actually I'm thinking about making something else, and I don't exactly know what it's called, but it almost looks like a small little bench. It could be at an angle, it can be flat, and you can put your wood on it. You can saw long ways and do rip cuts. You can do cross cuts on it, and you kneel down on it. I was thinking about building one of those and putting it underneath my workbench so I can pull it out and actually just saw on that, because rip cuts on top of this workbench for the height that I have it's a little bit of work doing. So anyways, so if I feel like I need some extra support for this type of cut right here, I can throw in, and I would be using 2 holdfasts, but I broke one, and I realized that when the temperature outside is negative, is in the negatives, and you start hitting steel, that your steel breaks. So there we go. Just a simple little tap like that. I have this, and I do not have a pencil. I'm not set up. So we'll just actually just use a knife. So a lot of the old timers, they used to just make knife cuts. Actually, when I'm doing really fine woodworking, or I want something really fine, a knife cut's the best kind of cut you can make, because it's really fresh and crisp. And if you're sawing right up next to it, or you're planing right next to it, those wood fibers are broken on a crosscut, and it makes it really handy for it not actually fracturing back the way that you don't want it to. So let's grab a saw, and let's grab this freak show of a saw. This is that old saw that just won't give up. So I can just start my cut right here. Put that back. So any type of sawing that I'm doing, I really like doing it on this side. I'm right-handed. You might not be. You might like a workbench set up a different way. This video isn't for people who already are master craftsmen. I'm not a professional. I'm doing this for fun. But some of you might be wanting to start getting into some woodworking, and these are some things you really haven't thought of. Workbench is the most important tool that you can have in your shop. But how are you going to set that up? How are you going to work on your workbench? If you don't know, you might want to build your workbench, start working on it, and then start figuring out where you want those tools, where you find yourself all the time working on stuff. So, hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel.